Hey guys, I've got an Ibanez Roadstar II, made in Japan, 1980s. It needs new strings, it needs a little bit of work. Doesn't sound so good right now. Let's go put it on the bench and let's fix this thing up. Let's clean this thing up a little bit. Come on back here. Yeah, the Ibanez, the ultimate expression of craftsmanship. Roadstar II series. So 1970s, it's looking like we have maybe lace pickups. I don't know what these pickups are in here. I just had a customer and he says it's very muddy sounding. So let's pull the strings off. Let's pull the pick guard off of it. Let's take a good look at it. It looks like the neck is kind of coming loose right here where it kind of needs to be tightened up. Maybe there's a shim in there or something. We'll do some experimenting. Look, it's got the old 1970s bullet truss rod coming out of there. The frets look like there's some wear right at the second fret, third fret. But let's see what we can do to get this thing looking good. And more importantly than that, sounding good. We'll pull these strings off of here. Cool looking string trees. They're kind of like, are they roller? No, they're not, but they just got a cool little groove on the bottom of them there. And also kind of a cool bridge where the strings just come right out of there. They kind of loop down in here like that and then go across there. It kind of looks like the Dan Smith era free flight bridge that Fender had in the early 80s. Sort of similar to that. Okay, let's see what's under here. What is all this, right? We got some regular kind of tape on here, and that says C on it. Not sure what kind of pickups these are, but to me it looks all original. All right, so I'm looking at eBay, Reverb, and these cream color pickups, they don't say EMGs on them. They're nothing like that. These are what came stock. It's a blonde guitar. It's got the blonde pickups. I saw in Reverb there's a blue guitar and the pickups were blue. There's a black one, the pickups were black, and they're not named. There's no tags on them or anything. But that pretty much to me confirms that these are the original pickups. So I am not taking these things out of here. I'm not going to try to put a Seymour Duncan in there or anything crazy like that. And the condition of the Roadstar Series 2 that I see on eBay, those things are all chewed up. So I have a really, really nice condition one here. And so I think what I'm going to do is just shine it up a little bit and put it all back together. I'll spray these pots out and I'll work on that neck and get the neck joint nice and tight. And we'll put this thing back together. Right, so I got the guitar flipped over on its face, and you can see right here on the neck that here, let me run this little. I got a little price tag. See how much room's coming out? This neck seems like it's coming off of here. So I'm going to take a screwdriver and I'm going to loosen this. Maybe there's a shim underneath this or something weird is going on. The screws are all rusty on this. This guitar is old. 1984. Look how rusty the screws are. So it's seen some moisture. Be interesting to see what this looks like underneath here. There we go. Look at that. It's telling me that it got really wet. Okay, but here we go. Let's go ahead and lift that out of. Okay, wow. That is super weird. Somebody did the weirdest shim in there. Look at that. I don't know why you would do that unless something is really wrong with this neck. I got little washers falling out of there. I mean, the neck looks good. What's going on here? So it says Ibanez right here. It's got a little paper shim on the front. Usually you see the shims in the back. Okay, so I do, looking down the neck, it does have a nice back bow. And let me see if I can set the camera up so you can see that. If I lift it a little bit this way, okay, it's got a little back bow to it. So let me loosen the truss rod and we'll see if we can straighten this neck. Let me set this piece off to the side. Okay, let me loosen this a little bit. Ooh, she's tight. There it goes. There it goes. Now it's as loose as it will go. Just on that little tiny turn. Yeah, she's got it's got a really good back bow on it. And I doubt that back in these days when this was built that you had the two-way truss rod. The only thing that's going to happen here is this little bullet nut is going to come off. Okay, so we've seen this shim in here, and we know that we can't loosen this nut any further, or this truss rod any further. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it back together, and we're going to see what's going to happen without that giant shim in there. We're going to see if I can make it playable. All I can do is hope for the best at this moment. Yeah, I hate to see a big shim in there. And I understand kind of why they did it. But if there's going to be a giant shim in a guitar neck, I kind of want to be the one that does it. So I think at this point, I want to just put this thing back together and have that neck nice and tight. And if it does need a shim like that, I want to be the one to do that. Because I'm hoping I can get it back together and not be needing that in there. Do it with the drill, and then I'll put a regular screwdriver in and kind of snug them down myself.